What up, gamers? Sir Mav here, and welcome to an episode of Helpful Tips for Surviving the Apocalypse in State of Decay 2. By now you've had weeks of playing time, but some of you may still be starting out in this apocalyptic world. So here are some helpful tips I've learned while surviving the apocalypse in Undead Labs' sequel to the zombie survival game. Let's get started. Survey points. Likely you're beginning your quest in a new territory, so you won't have any spy drones to help you as you drive along the road. Yes, you heard me right, spy drones. But that's for another time. Survey points will help you in discovering the area around you. Simply climb up to the top of a billboard or cell tower and use your aim button. You will start to see question marks pop up. If you aim at these question marks, you will discover the buildings or even possible hordes, enemies, and plague hearts around you. This will be a good way of knowing what's around you as you develop your next plan of survival. Next up we have looting. Looting is vital to your survival in State of Decay 2. If you apply common sense, you should have no trouble finding what you need. Plus, the map informs you of potential resources available in any given building. Open your map and highlight over any given building and you will see potential resources highlighted in the top right corner of your screen. This will give you a good idea of where to go next when looking for more resources. If you're still having trouble finding resources, you can always send a call through the radio. It's well worth the influence. If you're just starting out with the character who has low stats and wits, do not fast search. This is just another good way of attracting zombies and getting your character killed. Another good tip when looting, always bring a fellow community member. This will allow you to carry more by switching back and forth between characters. Also, always bring a vehicle on your looting runs. If you happen to bring a truck or jeep with you, you should have an extra 6 slots of storage. So with 2 people and a 6-slot trunk, you should carry up to 8 rucksacks of resources. If you use a van, they will come with a total of 8 slots, which allows you a potential 10 rucksacks to be stored and brought to the home base. Just be careful to watch your stamina around zombies, as overloading your character with gear and resources will cause their stamina to deplete at a faster pace. When you first start any base, you would do well to set out to build an infirmary and workshop first. An infirmary is likely one of the most important facilities to any base. It enables passive recovery of health and will allow you to remove any trauma, injuries, and infection from your community. It is also important in removing and treating community members of the blood plague. You wouldn't want to euthanize Johnny on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, would you?
I need you to hang in there.
Well, can't make this much worse.
Workshops are just as important, as they allow you community to craft explosives, repair your weapons, and can also let you salvage weapons for parts. Don't like the cutlery blade from your kitchen? Salvage it and use it to repair your prized katana. This facility becomes truly important when taking down plague hearts, as we'll discuss later. Another good tip is how to save your melee weapon in State of Decay 2. Your melee weapon should be your second thought when going up against 1 or 2 zombies. If a zombie spots you, don't just start swinging and shooting. As a zombie comes towards you, dodge towards it and immediately press the grab and melee button. This will allow you to quickly grab the zombie and execute it with your close combat weapon that never breaks. This will save you lots of parts in the long run. Just know that if you continuously do this, it could possibly affect the fighting specialization of your character. How to transfer supplies and rucksacks from your trunk to your home base. You don't know how many times I've seen this question on multiple comments from YouTube videos and forums and never answered by other YouTubers. In the first State of Decay, you simply had to park in your home base parking slot to automatically transfer your supplies. In State of Decay 2, it's a bit more manual. After parking a vehicle in one of the parking slots at your base, simply open up the trunk and look at the bottom in the orange bar below to find the button you need to use to transfer inventory into your base storage. This is much more efficient than running rucksacks back and forth to your storage bin. Still a bit more manual than the first game, but this can help in storing supplies in your vehicles as well once you have limited space in your outpost. This will allow you to build up your base at a fast and efficient pace while keeping your precious supplies from decaying from limited storage. This also allows you to have storage right off the bat right outside your base, so you don't have to keep going back and forth and finding resources. As your mama should have taught you, follow the golden rule. Be helpful to those in your territory. Unless they turn hostile and start shooting at you, then screw them. Start shooting and ask questions later. Helping enclaves and other survivors on the map will yield you additional supplies and even some special perks, such as a call for a fresh vehicle, supplies for taking down a plague heart, and even resource perks. These groups can also help you out in the long run as you complete your leader's legacy goals. If you leave them neutral, they could turn out hostile later on. Some have time limits, so don't ignore them for too long, but most of all, take care of your community first. Infestations can pop up randomly through your territory, and if there are too many, they will reduce the morale of your community, so it's best to take care of them as soon as possible. The easiest way to do this is to bring a vehicle, and if you happen to be lucky enough and find a utility truck around, bring it. It's the only vehicle I've found so far with a snowplow on the front. As far as I can tell, it's like your doors and receives no damage when gassing it against a zombie skull head on. Anyway, back to infections. So whatever vehicle you choose, simply drive up to the infected building and honk your horn loud and proud. This will alert the zombies and cause them to come out of the building. Just back up and wait for them all to start running out like it's Black Friday at their favorite electronics store. It seems like there's always a screamer at an infection site, so be sure you take them out first before clearing out the other zombies, or else it'll attract other zombies and then it's just a zombie killing fest, unless you let into that sort of thing. Plague hearts are key to making your territory a safe place to live for your community. They can be difficult to deal with without the right materials. Don't place yourself in a sticky situation by just beating it to death with a crowbar. I found that explosives work the best. Whether it's pipe bombs, Molotovs, frag grenades, or good old napalm, explosives are by far the easiest way to rid your territory of the plague heart. If you don't have any on hand in your supply locker, you can create explosives at the workshop. The more you upgrade it, the better the crafting options. Also, fun fact, if you take the plague heart out fast enough, it will destroy all the zombies around you that have come to take you down. Do this correctly and you'll have no trouble ridding your town of the blood plague. Last, but definitely not least, when you get a chance, check your map for any military outposts. They can be found as bases, checkpoints, or simple military tents. These are great places for gathering the best guns in the game without having to use influence to buy them from a trader. You can also gather ammo and even some other special items from these bases. Military outposts are a surefire way to get some A-grade firepower for your community. And those are some helpful tips for surviving the apocalypse in State of Decay 2. If you enjoyed this video, then give us a like and subscribe for future gaming content. Let us know down in the comments section what future videos you would like to see for State of Decay 2 and any other questions you may have. Time to go bash some C's, guys. This is Sir Mev, signing off.